Welcome back. Now let us look at our concept. Firstly, we will be looking at map showing different perspective. Right, so now the type of maps that we are having, under that we will look at the maps, or the definition will be maps are a representation of places drawn on paper. Then from there we can look at the type of maps that we can be given. The first one, it can be a strip map or route map. Secondly, street map. The third one, provincial map, and lastly, a national map. Now you need to remember also the type of scale that you are to use, or when you are given, because you'll be using the scales when you deal with these maps. Now we have what we call a compass direction. It shows the direction of a location. So now it simply shows your north, your south, east, as well as your west. Now from here it will also show northeast, moving along towards your right, downwards it will show your southeast, going up it's southwest and northwest. So now when you get your map, you should always check the general direction of the map. It will always show an arrow to indicate that when you look up, that's where now you will find your north. So this will be the general direction of a map. It is very important because it will not always be given showing looking up or whatever. It can look at any given direction. Now you will also be dealing with the signboards, and they may indicate the national and regional roads. So now those roads that have an N, it means they are our national roads, and those that are or start with an R, they are regional roads. I'm sure you have noticed some of the board signs whereby it says N1, N17. So all those roads, we call them national, and all those that are R550, R57, they are regional roads. Now you will also be asked to give directions. So now when you are asked on a question to give direction, you may use up, down, left, right, pass, across, and you may also indicate the large features that will be found along the road as a person is traveling when you give them a direction. And you can also indicate the general direction only if the instruction is to give direction and also indicate the compass direction. Then when you indicate or when you direct a person that you must go up, then you must also include that you are going on a northerly direction, or you are going towards north. When you go down, you are going towards south. Right. Now our second concept would be the average speed, distance, and time. So now our speed will be calculated in a unit kilometers per hour, and distance can be given in kilometers or meters. Time can be asked to be given or calculated in hours, minutes, or seconds. Now let us look at the first concept, which is speed. Now looking at the first example, it says if it takes 12 hours to drive the actual distance of 1,143 kilometers between two locations, calculate the average speed travel. Now you are given a formula. It says average speed is equals to distance divide or over time. So now I'm not going to repeat the formula. I'm only going to substitute what is given to me. So I'm given a distance. Remember, we've said a distance will be measured in kilometers or in meters. So our distance is 1,143 kilometers divided by time. So our time is given in hours in this case. So we have 12 hours. So when you divide these two, 1,143 divided by 12 hours, we are going to get 94 5,25 kilometers per hour. That is the average speed. That's how we calculate the average speed. Even if you are not given the formula, you must always remember that for average speed, it's distance over time. Then we move on to distance. If time taken to travel between 2 points is 8 hours, at an average speed of 45 kilometers per hour, calculate the distance traveled. So given the formula, it says distance is equals to speed multiplied by time. So we are simply substituting our speed, kilometers per hour. So we have 45 kilometers per hour multiplied by 8 hours. So now working out those two, you are going to have 360 kilometers because you are calculating what? The distance. Now we move on to time. Time, it's whereby now, remember we have said you can be asked to convert or to leave your answer in hours, minutes or seconds. So now let us look at this example. If the distance traveled is 134 kilometers at an average speed of 40 kilometers per hour, determine how long, meaning they want us to determine the time it will take in minutes. So they want us to leave our answer in minutes. So already the formula is given to us. So we are just going to substitute the distance. It's 134 kilometers divided by 40 kilometers per hour. So this gives us 3,35. But we cannot say this 3,35, it's minutes. So because now the first value, the 3, it's 3 hours. So now we need to convert. It's either we are converting in order for us to have our one value in hours, then convert the whole value now to minutes. So now converting that, we are going to take the 3,5. So we are going to take the 3,5. We are converting it to hours so that we have hours as a whole. Then we convert that value in hours, all of it to minutes. Then converting that 3,35, not 3,5, sorry, it's 35 because we have already taken this 3 as our 3 hours. Now we are left with 35. So we have 35. We are converting it to hours. So we are going to divide by 60. So this will give us 0,5833 recurring, meaning the 3's continue up to infinity. So now we have converted our 35 to hours. So now we have 3 hours. So we are going to add this 3 hours plus 0,5833 recurring. So this will give us 3,5833 recurring hours. But then our question wants us to leave our answer in minutes. So we have a whole now as hours. We are taking the whole thing and converting it to minutes. So we are going to multiply by 60. So this will give you 215 minutes. So you can choose any way you want to work this out, but you must try to choose a way whereby it will minimize you making mistakes. Right, now let us move on to speed again. If it takes 7 hours to drive the actual distance of 143 kilometers between two locations, calculate the average speed travel. So now let us substitute on what we are given there as our formula. It says average speed is equals to distance over time. So the distance we are given is 143 kilometers divided by 7 hours. So dividing those two, you are going to have 20,43 kilometers per hour. Right, so that is how we work with speed, distance, and time. Now let us quickly take an ad break. We will be right back.